Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show with Coach Mike. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the state of Texas, but especially here in the city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you on this Monday, just like it is every Monday for the Real Estate Call-In Show with Coach Mike. I want to thank everyone who's taken the opportunity in the audience to watch the show, support the show, share the show as well. I want to urge you all to continue to do so because we thank you so much. For everyone who's been checking us out on Facebook, thanks a lot. For everyone who's been watching us on the YouTube channel, I want to thank you as well. And I want to urge everyone, get involved in today's episode. Record yourself asking a relevant and pertinent real estate question. And you can submit it to the Real Estate Call-In Show text line like you see here on the screen. And a member of our staff reviews the questions, and you never know. You may very well have your question answered on this evening's episode. I want to thank my co-host. He is not only a renowned Texas real estate broker, but he is the foremost entrepreneurial and real estate coach and mentor anywhere in real estate here in the great state of Texas. He is the co-founder of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, and I want to thank him for sitting in with me today. And I'd like to introduce to our audience, Mr. Michael G. Davis. How you doing, Coach Mike?
What's going on, Prime Real Estate Rick, man? Glad to be here another Monday night.
Hey, man, it's good to see you again, brothers. Holiday weekend, man. How's everything been with the family? How was your holidays?
Hey, man, the holidays were very restful, very thankful, man. Just so glad to, do this business. So grateful and thankful for the opportunity to do this business on a daily basis. And, spending time with the family, spending time during the holidays is just a constant reminder of why we should be grateful for what we have, man. How about yours,
man.
brother?
Oh, no, I can't complain at all, man. It's been great. Had opportunity to reconnect and spend a lot of time with some family. Had family that traveled from the East Coast. I want to be thankful that they were able to have traveling grace, make it here safely. They'll be going back later this afternoon, and I'm also going to be hoping and praying for the same traveling grace on their return. So as far as everything with the holidays and fam, man, been more than blessed. I can't complain at all. And it's good to be back here with you in the saddle, brother, man. It's good.
Absolutely.
Hey, look, man, I want to urge everyone in the audience who's checking us out on Facebook, man, get into the comments section. As Coach Mike can attest, man, we get some of our best questions from the comment section that we get in real time, man. Coach Mike does everything he can to answer those questions that come in on the comment line. So please get involved, interact with the show. If it's something that you're thinking about, it's something that you've been dreaming about, if it's something that you just have on your heart to ask, please do not hesitate or be shy, man, Coach. Look, man, we got some good questions already set up, man, in the holster for you, brother. So if you're ready, man, we can get it going.
Let's do it, man. I'm ready to go.
Let's do it. So our first question will come from, let's see what we have coming in from the chat line. As you can see, Coach Mike, our first question, and this is from a real estate professional. What would you advise all new agents to do? What's their next step, Coach Mike, once they get a new real estate lead or a new prospective lead?
Oh, wow. That is a great question. Great question. Well, first of all, definitely congratulate them for being able to get that lead, because it seems these days
absolutely
it's been challenging. Or agents just haven't been trained the proper way to understand what a lead really is and what a lead is not. So before I even answer that question, Rick, I think it's imperative that I spend a little bit of time getting people to understand what a lead is. Right?
Oh, well, absolutely. Why not?
Because a lot of people feel like unless somebody's ready, willing, and able at that moment to buy or sell, or that's what a lead is. Mm-hmm. Not understanding that this is a pipeline business. Mm-hmm. And in reality, you want people that are on multiple parts of the spectrum, not just ready, willing, and able at that moment. If somebody says, hey, look, I want to buy a house, I'm looking to buy it in the next 6 months, that's a lead.
Absolutely.
I want to buy a house, but I need to get my credit together. That's a lead.
Yeah.
Right. I wanna sell my house, but we want to sell it next year or next summer. Hey, that's a lead. So what people need to understand is that first of all, once you get an opportunity, a business opportunity coming into your business, you got to have different segments set up so you can drop, or different buckets so you can drop people in those different buckets. Because for the most part, most of the leads that you get they're not gonna you're not gonna be able to do an actual real estate transaction with them for until sometime in the future. Every now
Right.
and again, you'll get somebody that's pre-approved, not working with a realtor, and boom, you can knock them out in 30 days. But I would say that's 10, 15% of the time. 85% of the time, it's going to be somebody that you're going to have to work with through that process of preparing them and getting them ready for that real estate situation, that real estate transaction. So whenever you get whenever you get somebody that engages you, that says that they have a real estate need, regardless of where they are on that spectrum, you better have a database or a CRM or something the way you can keep track of where they are in the process. A lot of people, they come in and they say, well, what CRM should I use, and I caution new agents to go about spending money, a whole bunch of money, when they first jump in. An Excel spreadsheet works wonders, right?
Yes.
As you're getting these leads and you're placing them on the Excel spreadsheet, and it's a simple spreadsheet, name, phone number, email, date that you met, what the need is, or what the type of
Absolutely.
lead, and then where they are. Like, is it they need to fix their credit? Is it they need to save money? Are they looking for an apartment? But the lease doesn't expire for, say, another 90 days. Like, what is the situation? Where are they currently? And then have a column for what your next follow-up needs to be, right?
Exactly.
If that person needs credit restoration, then you got to have your credit restoration person in your tool belt that you can send them to, right? If they need to save money, then you got to have a system in place to where you're reaching out to them maybe once a month and asking them, how's it coming? How are we coming? You running into any challenges as it relates to you saving that money? So that follow-up protocol, people, we hear this all the time, fortune's in the follow-up. So when you get new leads, you better have a strategy in place on what that follow-up is going to look like for every single lead that you have coming through your pipeline. So the biggest takeaways from that question, Rick, what do you do once you get a new lead? Number one, you better have somewhere to put them. Excel
Absolutely.
spreadsheet works. Number two, your follow-up strategy needs to be in and you need to begin executing that follow-up strategy with them until you get them to the point to where they're a client, get them to the point to where they're under contract, to the point to where they're closed, and you getting your commission.
And just to double down on the point you're already making, Coach, because I agree totally and wholeheartedly. And something that I would like everyone in the audience to understand is that what Coach Mike is explaining from your Excel spreadsheet, how to organize the information for the new leads, is exactly what any of those high-end CRMs is going to do for you. And that's why before you actually go out and start investing in a CRM, you are better served to be able to organize your initial leads yourself, so that when you do go out and you feel like it's time to scale, you know what it is you're paying for.
Absolutely, Rick. Because I tell people all the time, a CRM, that's a tool. That's a tool. But you first have to create the habit of using the tool, right? And while you're creating that habit, while you're building that habit, you don't need to be spending money
Right.
until you get it. Now, once the habit is created, then you'll realize, again, it's really not about the tool. Once you determine what you want to execute, how you want it to look, then that'll kind of dictate which CRM that you go with. But that's after the fact, after you've created that habit of, touching it every day, touching your leads every day, touching your database every day, filling your database with new people every day, having a system, an organized system in place to where you're following up with people within your database with quality follow-up and quality conversation. Until that habit is instilled in you, then an Excel spreadsheet is more than good enough.
And of course, we could have an entire episode of Monday Night Live dedicated to just lead management.
Yeah,
because this is such a foundational topic. And I know a lot of times, especially when you consult and you mentor new agents, this is something that you make as a foundational piece, baseline education that all new agents need to go through is lead management. So,
absolutely.
man, this was an outstanding question. I'm never at a loss for how impressed I am with the questions that come from our audience, Coach Mike.
Yeah,
Man,
very
it is
solid questions. Very
very
solid questions.
solid. It lets us know that they're engaged and there is an actual need for this type of education. So this is why I'm so excited every Monday when we have opportunity to put on this Monday Night Live.
Absolutely.
Hey man, but look, we got additional questions, man. So let's see what we can get from the audience again as far as question number 2.
Let's go. Let's rock and roll.
Ah, this is super interesting. Coach Mike, for all those newly licensed real estate professionals, after they get their license, should they immediately start pursuing broker education and start pursuing broker licensing?
Oh man, that's a great question. That's a great question. So, um, honestly, Rick, it really depends on the individual, right? When I first got my real estate license, I did like I immediately started pursuing. Like broker was always my end game. So, at the time when I got my broker's license, man, what about 13 years ago? When I got my broker's license, you just needed to be in the business 2 years, and you had to take your additional education and then take the test. So day one, I started taking those other classes, once I got my license. So by the time 2 years on the button hit for me, I was in there taking that broker's exam, passing that broker's exam, getting my broker's license. But again, that was always my end game. My end game was always to have a brokerage, to have agents under me. So that was always my ultimate vision. I don't feel like everybody comes into this business with that vision, Rick, and that's okay. Everybody does not need to have the aspirations that I had of a big brokerage firm, because the reality is that it's two different things. Being a realtor, being a successful realtor, and being a successful broker are two different things. Although people feel like, oh, but it's the same license, it allows you to do the same things. The reality is that it's a different profile, right? Because when you're a realtor, your client, your customer are people looking to buy, looking to sell. Like that's your customer base. When you're a broker, unfortunately, there are many of them out here that don't operate at this, like this. But when you're a broker, your customer is other agents, is other realtors, because the reality is the development, the growth, the learning of realtors is the responsibility of the broker, of brokerages, is brokers. Like it's not the responsibility of the real estate schools. It's not Trick's responsibility. It's not HAR or responsibility. It's the broker's responsibility. That was the original design. So the customer for the broker is not buyers, is not sellers. It is actual realtors, and making sure that they're developed to the point to where they can service buyers and sellers and things like that. So when you're a brand new agent getting into this business, I think day one, Rick, you should be focusing on understanding working with buyers, understanding working with sellers, building your realtor business. You should focus on that, because even though you have aspirations of becoming a broker, if you do, you still need to first know how to do the business before you try to train and develop somebody else in it. So I think it is important when you're brand new to focus on trying to create the biggest real estate business, realtor business that you can possible, because that's going to make you an even better broker if that is where you decide to go and getting your broker's license. Now, there are some brokers that realtors where they find a different level of prestige by calling themselves a broker. They never have aspirations of having agents under them or training them. They just want to have their broker's license, be a broker associate, work under another broker, and then just have that level of prestige that goes along with it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I do feel that the role of the broker needs to be preparing other realtors and not necessarily working with buyers and sellers. If you want to stay there, stay in that vein, I don't feel like you need to spend all the other expenses and have all the other liabilities that come with being a broker. But again, that's just my opinion, Rick.
And just for everyone in the audience who haven't had the opportunity to work with you or be mentored by you, because I think your mindset as a new agent is something that is important for people to understand. So, could you just speak to the audience and just something briefly, Coach Mike, about your motivation to educate and to inspire, and how sometimes that particular mindset isn't something that all particular real estate agents actually have, as
No,
far as financial gain and things of that nature?
no, absolutely, Rick. Honestly, I think most people don't have what I have as it relates to how I approach this business and my care for this business. Like I get fulfillment out of seeing my agents win. Like I really enjoy, working with them, helping them achieve different outcomes. It just forces me as I continue to get additional training, additional certifications. I do it because I want to be better for my agents. I want to be better at teaching. I want to be better at development, to where it allows a new person to come in and understand faster, a new person to
Yes.
come in and get to the point to where they can execute and begin closing deals faster. Like I want to become more powerful as it relates to that. And I don't feel like a lot of people have that kind of heart when they come into this business. But for those that do, then you absolutely should become a broker, because we need more of that in our industry. We need more brokers that have a heart for teaching, they have a heart for
Come
coaching,
on.
that have a heart
Absolutely.
for support. All right. We need more brokers like that in our business, because the Bible says, the harvest is plenty, but the workers are few.
Come
That's
on.
that's how it is. That's how it
Right.
is out here, man. It's a major harvest out here as far as training and educating these realtors, but it's not a lot of us out here that's willing to put in the work to help them get there.
Absolutely. And I mean, your transparency is something that I hope everyone in our audience can appreciate. Your the reason you're able to be so candid is because this is something that you're really passionate about, and that's the education and the mentor part of being a broker. So I urge everyone, please heed Coach Mike's advice. And if being a broker is something that you aspire to be, put education, mentorship, and teaching first.
Absolutely,
Hey,
absolutely.
hey, man, you cooking with gas today, Coach. Man, I don't know, man.
I'm
I
on
know
fire,
we
baby. I'm
no,
on
I
fire.
know we don't. No, I know we don't have you this week for as long as normal, man. So if you just have time for one more question, Coach, man, these been just so profound
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
want to see what else they got loaded up for us, bro.
All right, man. I can do one more, man. Let's slide one more in before I got to get out of here.
All right, let's check question 3. Okay, Coach. I try not to ask you to do this too often on Monday Night Live, but I need you to pull out your crystal ball, because this question, Coach Mike, is, in your humble opinion, sir, what type of real estate market do you foresee in 2022 and beyond?
Oh man, so yeah, I got to pull out my magical crystal ball, man.
Absolutely.
It's funny, man. We get these questions though. Like people ask us, what do you think the market's gonna be like next year, or we even get those questions like, how is the market? And the reality is, Rick, it really depends on which sector that you're looking at it from, right?
Mhm.
Are you looking at it from the sector of buying a house? Are you looking at it from the sector of selling a house? And look, are you looking at it from the sector of getting into the business and becoming a realtor?
Right.
Um, so, somebody poses this question to me, then I got to follow it up with a question to them to determine which side of the fence are they on as it relates to the market, because obviously I want my answer to be relevant to
Right.
their particular situation. So I mean, I just kind of break it down under those three terms. In my opinion, right?
Mhm.
As a buyer, how's the market going to look in 2022? Well, I feel like from a pricing standpoint, like I don't see any metrics that are showing that where the market is right now show any signs of it getting worse or slowing down. I know there's a lot of people out there that feel that that the market's gonna get hit hard with a lot of foreclosures, because it's a lot of people that are defaulted or that are 90 days behind based on the pandemic, based on the resources and things that were provided. And well, now all of that stuff has been eliminated. So now people got to come to terms with that bank on if they're going to pay, how they're going to pay, how things going to be structured. But a lot of people are trying to compare it to 2009. I don't see that. I feel like people are going to work it out with their lender, or just be in a position where they'll put the house on the market for sale. So I think it's just going to contribute to a normal, healthy real estate market. Those properties coming onto the market. I don't think it's going to depress the market to where it suddenly flips to a buyer's market because you have all of this supply that sellers can't unload. Like, I don't foresee that happen. So if you're thinking about buying a house, I definitely don't feel like you should wait. Prices going to continue to go up, and interest rates, they're steadily creeping up. So now's not the time to wait. Now, if you're a seller, again, I feel like it's a good time for you to go ahead and get your house on the market because it's still very aggressive, very competitive. But the reality is that there is going to be more inventory that hits the market going into 2022 because of what I just kind of explained with the forbearances coming due and the modifications and things like that. And some people just may decide they want to sell. So versus, doing a loan modification. So along with the organic inventory that's just going to automatically come, that normally just a normal flow or addition of inventory, you are going to have some additional inventory that comes from that vein. So no need to wait. Go ahead and put your house on the market now and get ahead of it. And then if you're considering getting into the real estate market, becoming a realtor, there's plenty of opportunity out here, right? You connect with the right broker, you get developed, you learn this business. It's plenty of opportunity out here. It's a lot of, there's some big checks that can be made as long as you remain patient with the process. So whether good or bad, whether a good market or a bad market, at the end of the day, Rick, that's all relative. Because in any real estate market, somebody making money.
Absolutely.
Right? And there's somebody that's not making money. So the question should be, how good of a real estate market is it going to be for you going into 2022, right? As long as you do the right activities, you approach it the right way, regardless of what it looks like. As a real estate professional, you can make money, you can help people, and you can do activities.
Hey man, it's interesting that we got that question, Coach Mike, because a lot of times you get questions like, what do you see in 2022 for Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm? And from that standpoint, you have a very concrete vision, goals, and everything that we have planned. And we don't have time to go into that now, but just for our audience, just talk about some of the things that at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, they can take advantage of every day leading into 2022 and beyond.
Absolutely. So, Rick, we're real big on support. And the way that our support looks, I like to describe it. I call it the 3-to-1 ratio relationship, because what I feel as it relates to the relationship of a broker and a realtor, that both play a part in the success of that agent. And when I define success, I define it through transactions. And so in essence, I'm saying both play a part. The broker and the realtor play a part in that realtor doing transactions, right? Because transactions is what everybody needs. Although we both play a part, I feel like the broker plays a heavier part than the realtor. So we call it the 3-to-1 ratios. What does that mean? So with Brooks and Davis, the way we support you is we're going to provide one-on-one coaching. We're going to provide mentorship, and we're going to provide a host of trainings. Like, we do 5 to 8 trainings a week. So we're going to, and that's just one part, Rick. That's one part: one-on-one coaching, mentorship, and training. The second part is we're going to provide tools, we're going to provide resources, and we're going to provide platforms, opportunities for you to utilize these tools and resources and platforms that we have to enhance your business. So we're not just going to tell you stuff. We're going to tell you, we're going to give it to you, we're going to show you how to use it, how to apply it. That's the second part: tools, resources, and platforms. And then the final thing, the third part, Rick, we're going to provide inspiration, we're going to provide encouragement, and we're going to provide guidance, right? And those are critical elements, because there are going to be some times when you need to be inspired. You're going to need to be encouraged, because it's going to get tough, it's going to get rough. and you need somebody there to be in your corner, pat you on the back, tell you to be patient with remind you to be patient with the process, that you got what it takes. So you're gonna need that, and you're gonna need guidance, right? It's a lot of new realtors out here, Rick, trying to figure it out. They're trying to walk this path without a roadmap. But the broker is supposed to be the roadmap. Like, there should be nobody out here guessing in this business. But there's far too many realtors guessing. So we're gonna give you that guidance. So we're gonna provide all of that. And the only thing that we need from a realtor that signs up with Brooks and Davis, the only thing we need is for them to take action. That's the one thing that we cannot do for realtors. If you take action, if you're the type of person that's willing to take action, that's willing to do the things that we say, that's willing to take advantage of the things that we provide, then I guarantee you hear it today on Monday Night Live. Coach Mike's guarantees.
Guarantees
that you'll be successful as long as you're willing to take action and take advantage of the support that we provide. So we're super excited about 2022, Rick, because we know how much value we bring to the marketplace. We have some big ideas that we're going to be launching in the first quarter of 2022, and I just can't wait to get to the other side, brother.
I know, absolutely. And to speak to your point, I want to make sure I invite everyone into the audience to take advantage of all of these resources that are provided by Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. Go to our website, go to brooksanddavis.com, learn about the brokerage, learn about the mentorship, schedule a one-on-one with Coach Mike. And you will also have an opportunity to enjoy the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. Every Thursday night, the other co-founder of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, Mr. Larry Brooks, and myself host a podcast where we keep everyone in our audience up to date on the latest and greatest as far as real estate market activity, loan activity. We also introduce real estate professionals from all aspects of the real estate community here in Greater Houston. So every Thursday, you can check us out live on Facebook at noon. And you can always see new episodes every Sunday at 6 p.m. on YouTube, man. So please stay connected, get involved, stay on course as far as your goals and dreams. Reach out to Coach Mike, reach out to myself, man. Coach, before we sign off this week, man, is there any final message you would like to share with the audience, sir?
I really want to encourage everybody to go to our Facebook business page, follow that page, because that's when you'll be able to see all of the events that we have coming down the pipe. And you can make sure to RSVP. We got a lunch and learn on Wednesday, a lunch and learn, Triple M inspections. They're coming in. We're doing our mentor lunch and interest meeting. I'm super excited about that.
Yes, sir.
So we once a quarter, we bring in our mentors just to get some great feedback from how the program is progressing, give them some updates, as well as allow anybody that may be interested in becoming a mentor to attend for that lunch. So we have that going on Thursday. And then we have a happy hour on Thursday as well. It's being hosted by Protect My Net Worth, LLC. So everybody go to the Facebook business page. The flyers are going to be all posted out there today. And you'll be able to RSVP for any one of those events. And other than that, Rick, I kind of talked to him about the support that we offer. I encourage for people to go to our appointment scheduling link, schedule a face-to-face company introduction with me. It can either be virtually or it could be in person. And they can just learn more about our agent support program and what we offer to everybody. So I encourage everybody to do that. And then the final thing, Rick, is December. Now, if you really in October, everybody should have started preparing for the next year. But if you haven't, take these next 30 days, really sit down and determine what your 2022 is going to look like at the least the first 3 months of that year, and determine, because right now you're sitting at it's a blank slate, blank page right now, Rick. Everybody has. Everybody's 2022 is a blank page. And now you can write out what you want it to look like. And then at that point, it's just a matter of going and executing on what you wrote out. But most people are going to go into the new year, Rick, without a blueprint, and they're just going to start building something, and they're not going to like what they built. And that's because they never sat down and put a blueprint together.
Hey, man, I agree totally. I urge everyone, man, take Coach Mike's advice. And of course, we only have him for 30 minutes. So if you didn't have opportunity to get all the game that he was giving, schedule that consultation at the bit.ly link that you saw earlier, man, and get that one-on-one time with Coach Mike, man.
Absolutely.
As always, brother, it's an honor and a pleasure to do this show with you, man. I want to thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, man. Look forward to seeing you again next Monday.
Hey, on behalf of myself, Rick Davis, and Coach Mike, Mr. Michael G. Davis, I urge everyone, if you need anything, we're only a text, DM, inbox message away. Until next Monday evening, everyone out there in our audience, please be safe and be blessed.